All right. Welcome everyone to Implema Talks. This time we're talking about once again with Peter Wiotti, a colleague of mine. But the reason why I have him on board in these conversations is because we've done a lot of ECC to S4 upgrades and so on, and that's actually coming up on a lot of a lot of people, a lot of companies are standing in front of this, and they avoid it. Is my sense of it. So we're trying to demystify it a little bit. What does it really mean? So before we go into this, who am I talking to, Peter? What's for those that tune in a little bit late and missed the first two? Uh, yeah.
Yeah, well, my name is Peter Wiotti. I've been at Implema for almost 20 years now. Started out as a basis, so performed a few upgrades myself back in the day. These days, I'm the business area manager for technology, which is our basic hosting basis team, and also then our hosting and monitoring department, which we run a whole lot of customer SAP systems.
Yeah. All right. It's really good to have you on here. And I think that type of insights that you carry, that you learned, are very valuable for anyone that's are standing in front of this, right? So in the first movie, we discussed actually how how hard is it? What does actually mean with a technical upgrade? Do you have to do these things? In our second talk, we talked about, okay, the timelines. How long should you budget with or look into, depending on how it looks. In this third one, I want to break down a few sacred aspects here, because one of those things that I hear a lot of times is clients coming back and saying, well, not now, we don't have the resources. If we have that, that's it's a very common way of saying. So on that topic, how much resources would you say that you need to kind of allocate to do something like this? Do you have any recommendations or any takeaways for the people listening?
That, of course, always depends on how much the customer itself wants to do and is knowledgeable to do. I mean, from a technical perspective, depending on the infrastructure situation, I mean, if you have on-prem infrastructure, you need a couple of new servers for the HANA database. But otherwise than that, the SAP systems will run on the same infrastructure as before. If we look into the migration project itself, there won't be a lot of need for technical resources. But as always, I mean, you will have people from the business to do the testing. I mean, there is some migrations that need to be done, both on the finance side and the business part of migration. But other from that, it's more or less testing.
Okay, so from the client side, there needs to be, if they, normally they want to be in charge of the testing to make sure that the right data is migrated the way it should be and so on. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
exactly. And also some of the integrations that might be changed might require some corrections and so on. But still, most of it still runs the way it used to, because it's still an SAP system, even though it's a newer version.
Yeah.
So the basic code is the same.
Yeah. How much does, the size of or the amount of data, so to speak, the amount of the size of the database lean into this in terms of resources, or is it just like a technical upgrade? I mean, it might be a stupid question, but just to kind of have that conversation, does it affect the technical upgrade at all, actually?
Not that much. I mean, of course, I mean, more or less, the bigger the system, there will be more things to migrate. But most of it's just data, and what
Okay.
it might take is a little longer during the migration itself. But other than that, it doesn't really matter if you have a big system or a small system from a technical perspective.
Okay. I think this is a really good conversations to be had. We are here from Implema. If you want to have these conversations, reach out. We will tell you our insights and what we've learned doing a bunch of these, actually. So obviously, also from a resource perspective, being in a few of these projects myself, obviously you as a client would have your gates and so on to consider. But apart from that, if we look for the actual size of the data or the database and so on, just come back, to us. We'll have a look at it, and we'll make sure that you get that start of that migration is taken care of, I guess. Thank you very much, Peter. Really good to talk. I'm sure that we'll have more of this, because this is a topic that is very relevant for a lot of companies, having quite a big maintenance increase coming on if you stay on ECC, I guess. So thank you very much, Peter. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Johan. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.